This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening. I'm Sabrina Brown. Thank you for joining us. Zika is a growing health concern here in the country. Today, officials in the capital confirmed another case, and the numbers could increase as more and more persons show up for testing. Tonight, the Minister for Grand Bahama says he is pleased with the precautionary measures now in place on this island. Italia Hall reports.
Health officials are reporting 11 confirmed Zika cases in New Providence, and officials are particularly concerned about pregnant women being bitten or contracting the disease through sexual intercourse, as it can lead to babies being born with small heads. There are no reported cases on Grand Bahama, and environmental health officers say they will continue the fogging exercise to rid communities of the Zika-carrying mosquito. Minister for Grand Bahama Michael Darville says all of the necessary precautions are being put in place in the Northern Islands to keep the virus away.
The Department of Environmental Health Services, along with my ministry and the Ministry of Health, we are now definitely upgrading our game to make sure that we maintain an area that is free of Zika by spraying more extensively in areas that are prone to faster breeding, particularly in West Grand Bahama, the 8 Mile Rock area, East Grand Bahama, and of course Freeport itself. For us, this is important because we had an outbreak here some time ago with chikungunya, and we did an excellent job to really control that.
Minister Darville says employees in the public health sector are doing a good job of monitoring the virus.
On-the-ground services from the Department of Environmental Health has been upgraded, and they are now spraying more frequently to ensure that we keep the population of the Aedes aegypti mosquito down to its lowest level.
Minister Darville is urging residents to do their part as well by keeping their surroundings clean.
Old tires, containers where you can have replication and the lava can exist, and it's very important for cleanup. And yesterday, the Department of Environmental Health and the Minister is now definitely finding the necessary resources for us to go into these communities and to help with more aggressive cleanups so that we can actually keep the replication and the larvae under control as well.
It's Talia Hall, ZNS Network News.
David Jones was returned as president of the Grand Bahama Taxi Union yesterday. Jones beat out his two contenders to retain the top post. Jones polled 99 votes, Harold Curry 66, and Lorenzo Walker got 18 votes. Rodney Forbes was elected vice president, and Clement Pinder is the new transportation chairman. Just under 200 drivers were eligible to cast ballots in yesterday's election. Voting took place at the Taxi Union Hall. One of the country's newest ambassadors will be traveling this weekend to represent the Bahamas. In May of this year, the young man from Mary Star of the Sea Catholic Academy was selected the Junior Minister of Tourism, and today, tourism leaders and fellow students held a special assembly in his honor. Italia Hall was there.
Students of Mary Star of the Sea Catholic Academy filled with excitement as they celebrated one of their very own. 16-year-old Gabriel Josephs, the country's junior minister of tourism, is getting ready to travel to Barbados, where he will represent the Bahamas. Executives from the Ministry of Tourism joined the school body at a special assembly. Among them was the Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Obi Wilchcombe, who says Josephs is an ambassador for the country.
This young man is going to go on to become one of the leaders because he just has that quality. He has that ability. And because you have been selected by your school and by the judges in the capital, you now have the opportunity to go on to become the greatest. And you can.
Minister Wilchcombe is encouraging students to persevere and pursue their goals.
It's best to know than not to know. It's best to prepare than not to be prepared. It's best to understand that prior preparation prevents poor performance. It's the 5 Ps. That's what young people must do, because our country is small, but our country is great. Look at what we did at the Olympics. Look at our young ladies, how they run so fast. Look at how our young men play basketball. Think about Buddy Hill, a young man from Pinedale.
The director of the Ministry of Tourism, Grand Bahama, Betty Bethel, also delivered remarks.
The sky is the limit, Gabriel, and beyond. We foresee great things for you. We also wish you well in the competition in Barbados next week. We pray that you will be victorious in becoming the first ever Junior Minister of Tourism to win at an international level.
Following the ceremony, students were in for a surprise as Bahamian artist Dalit put on a spectacular performance. The junior minister of tourism spent his summer working at the Ministry of Tourism. For him, it was a good experience.
The Bahamas' tourism industry is a collective of hardworking, brilliant, and talented people. Tourism industry in this country is relatively stable, tirelessly resilient, and filled with opportunities to improve yourself and your standing.
To close out the day, Minister Wilchcomb went to the basketball court to show the kids his athletic skills. It's Talia Hall, ZNS Network News.
In other news, Genesis Academy is gearing up for a productive school year. The school that caters to youngsters who are having challenges in mainstream schools appears to be making a difference. Megan Shepard has that story.
The Genesis Academy is gearing up for a new school year with some high hopes. Each year, the school opens its doors, but with empty classrooms. You see, this school does not have a student body unless students are pulled out of the traditional mainstream school system. Principal for the past 4 years, Ricardo Major, says the team of 7 has some programs prepared that will focus on the natural talents of their students.
We're going to be trying to see how we can tap into what it is that the children are good at. And one of the things that we talked and we used as an example, looking at some of those students that like to write over the place and graffiti and all that, trying to see if we can channel that in a positive way, getting them to focus a little more on art, using the graffitiing as an artwork and seeing how we can channel that and encourage them in that area, and then they would feel proud that I'm just not writing on something but I'm creating art. And then we're also looking at 1 or 2 things this year along with our technical and agriculture program is some dog therapy. We've had someone that we've already spoken to in trying to see how we can get our children involved with that type of therapy to see how it would assist them.
Major says over the years they have had quite a few success stories when it comes to teaching the students life skills. The school has implemented a new chess and darts program. He says they also teach job readiness skills.
We don't have a full technical program here, but just a job readiness, hands-on. If you look at all the picket fencing around the school, the students have actually built those. We've actually built one of the picnic benches that we have here. So as we have persons that have been investing in the program here in the school, buying material, we've been doing those things. So we've been trying to do that, and that has been some of the successes. We've also been involved with allowing the students the opportunity of, because the basic requirement for graduation is the 4 BJCs, and children have been sitting the BJCs here. We've been at least affording them the opportunity to try out the BJC, yes.
Major hopes to change the public perception of the school. He notes that it is important for everyone to partner with the school in making a difference in the lives of these young people.
Children are facing challenges, and this is a program, a pull-out program, where we can actually focus on the challenges that the child is having, and we're able to zero in on it and either get them additional help. Of course, our program here is heavily on counseling. We're pleased to have a new counselor this year, but we want to be able to channel the things that they're doing into that area, yes.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. There's more news after this.